Friday, everybody. It is time for Champion Review.
Yes, it is.
Today, well, we originally were only going to do 2 today, but we had Tryndamere and Twitch, and we kind of just, like, thought about it, and we, just from memory, we know that not much has changed.
Yeah.
So, the next champion after that was Evelyn, so we're just going to throw her in, and we know that she had a full-on rework, so you're going to get 3 champions today.
We'll
strap in.
Yeah, we'll get these first 2 through pretty quickly, honestly. And then we'll move right into Evelyn because she's going to take the majority of the time.
Yep. All right, before we do that, last week we had our Zillion and Singed episode, and our poll was had to do with the draft battles, and it was, would you like us to do more draft battles in the future? And 100% of you guys said yes, so we will be doing that. We are still looking for more people to that want to like sign up for our first draft battle, like to actually play it out. I know a few of you guys have been volunteering, and that's fucking great.
Yes.
So once we get full 10 people, we'll figure out a day that works best for everybody. Again, will probably be a Saturday.
Most likely.
And then we'll play some games, and Tyler and I will cast them, and it'll be fucking hilarious. So
casting chops. I got to practice up, dude.
Yeah, I know. We'll put the you got to put the vest back on. I got to put the dress shirt on. We got to get into character again, but
yeah.
It would be, I think it'd be even funnier if we were like doing it in person. That might be a little more difficult, but like imagine if we had like a green screen behind us too. I think, was it Kyle that suggested that? If we had like a green screen behind us?
I actually legitimately thought about purchasing one, and then I just didn't. But I like a while back I legit thought about getting one. The Amazon has them for the Lolo.
Yeah. They're just big and annoying, and
well, this one was nice and collapsible, which is what I liked about it. But
oh, there you go. Okay.
Anyways, we'll get back to that. Since we got a lot here, I don't want to waste too much time. Let's hit that question from last week. We had 2 responses. We had Alex Zappatello, Zappatello. That's a awesome last name. I can definitely tell you it's Italian as all hell. He said every 10 to 20 champs. I think that's more often than...
I think 20 would be...
I think 20 would be the minimum.
Yeah.
Joe has suggested every 40 champs, which I thought made a little bit more sense. There's... How many champs are in there in this game now?
Over 160.
Yeah. Maybe we do somewhere between 20 and 40 if it's 30 or whatever. There's probably a good point at which it makes sense to do it as we go up these champ lists, because at a certain point Riot starts making a lot of champions with similar passives, like your 3-hit passive or whatever. And you see them come out kind of in flurries, so I wouldn't be surprised if we find like a natural point somewhere in there. So we'll do our best to monitor how many we have, and we will do the champs that we have talked over only, and beyond that, unless you have anything to add.
For the drafts, we're gonna be keeping, so like we did the first 20, so if we do another 40, then we'll have all 60 in the pool. We're gonna include the original, we're gonna include all champions we've reviewed. So like that first pool of champions, 20 or whatever, that's gonna be included in the next battle, so we can choose those champions.
Okay, cool.
So all right, without further ado, let's get it on. We're gonna start with Twitch. And
Twitch,
I think right off the bat, the biggest change was his fucking like the visual change.
Yes.
Do you remember old Twitch?
It was disgusting, dude.
Let me look at his hold on, let me go to his past version and look at his old splash art.
It's gross. He's like this little mini fat rat. I don't know how else to put it. It's awful. Especially the second splash art. It's fucking disgusting.
Dude, the Chinese one is sick.
Wait, was the Chinese one?
Look at the Chinese one.
Oh, that was kind of cool. He looks more like he does now. That's a lot more similar.
Dude, yeah, the fucking...
Wait, did he have a cigar in the Chinese? He did. I had no idea. He had a cigar. He had someone's stolen military jacket with a patch on the side for like I think it's a private. I can't tell.
That's pretty cool.
That one's pretty cool. The Kingpin Chinese splash art's kind of cool. Yeah, he actually has some really cool skins, I gotta say. I do enjoy God, there's Ice King that's pretty cool, and the Shadowfoot. I'm like, it's not Swiftbolt. Twitch Shadowfoot might be when they turn him into a mouse, and it's the D&D
His
one.
voice.
Yeah,
His
that
voice
one's
is the best.
awesome. That one's awesome. Vandal Twitch is obviously that. Vandal Twitch always to me seemed like it should have been his base skin because it's so good. And then Whistler Village is cool too, but I gotta say my favorite is Shadowfoot. I don't know what to think about the High Noon one. I think we've talked a lot about these. I didn't even know he had a Dragon Slayer skin, so he got that going for him. But yeah, skins are awesome for Twitch, I gotta say.
So let's see. Let's take a look at his past abilities because other than that, they're pretty much the same. But see his first iteration of his W. Let's see what this says. What is this W called now? Is it just poison? What is it?
W is a poison cast, but it's poison cast.
Venom
Cast.
cast.
Sorry.
So this was called debilitating poison. Upon activation, slows nearby enemy champions by 30%, increased by 6% per deadly venom stack applied to them. Adding more deadly venom stacks after the slow is applied, all will further reduce their movement speed. So, is there 6 stacks total for the passive?
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, if it's changed or not, but the passive is 6 times. So
what's to say? So it'll be okay. An extra 36%. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Wow. What does it do?
So you can get a max of 66% on the slow, huh?
Okay. Wow, I had no idea. So we're just gonna go back and forth because again, there's not that much to go over here. So I'm looking at his current W. I had no idea the W slow scales with attack speed, or excuse me, with AP.
I had no idea either.
6% per 100 AP. That's another fucking. So I've been seeing this dude go AP like within the last year, and this. I mean, again, I didn't even know this. That's pretty insane.
Right.
So base is 50 slow, and then it's 6%. So if you have like 400 AP, that's a 74%. That's pretty big.
6% per 100 AP. That's one Gnasher's Tooth, right?
Yeah, it's 100 AP.
Yep. So
wow,
buying a Gnasher's Tooth gives you an extra 6% on the slow. That's pretty gross. And then you use the E. I know you contaminate. That's the whole fucking thing with the passive, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember back when it was called Expunge? Actually,
yeah.
I liked some of his old skill names.
Rat-a-tat-tat?
Yeah. Ambush was... I mean, they kept Ambush. Venom Cask, they still kept. But Expunge, I thought was a way cooler name than Contaminate because, like, you're expunging the stacks. Like, Contaminate doesn't really make sense because they're already contaminated if they have the stacks, right? And then, yeah, Rat-a-tat-tat, way better than Spray and Pray. But Spray and Pray makes sense. That just reminds me of, like, Call of Duty. But Rat-a-tat-tat was by far and large the better name. Oh, when they did his VGU, they gave him a new voice too, huh?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, his old voice was disgusting.
Well, I'm gonna listen to his current. Hold on one second. Let's see what his old. Excuse me. Ew.
Yeah, it's kind of gnarly.
Ew. It was very.
It was. He's an early champion, and so like the budget wasn't there for the right tech to make him sound good.
Right.
Sound good. Yeah, I think that sounds right. But anyways, there's like I said, there's not much, or like Dean said, there's not much on the old skills. So we know the ambush is his invisibility.
Mm-hmm.
We know the more you rank it, the longer it lasts, and the more you rank it, the faster you attack coming out of it, which is part of like the big reason you use the ability is for the bonus attack speed. I didn't realize that he gets 30% movement speed moving towards enemies within 1,000 range radius. I did not know that, so that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Of course, you have resets with it as well.
Yes,
which is big.
That's very big. And then also, he is detectable, so he's only camouflage, not invisible.
Right. If he's right up on you, you're gonna see him.
Yep. Let's see here. We did Venom Cask and then Contaminate. Um, that's the pop on the stacks, kind of like the precursor to what Rend became. Um, so it says the description. I didn't even read. I've never read the description. Twitch sends out a lethal toxin to each nearby enemy affected by deadly venom, dealing each of them physical damage at the end of the cast time. Contaminate deals additional physical damage and 33% AP magic damage for each stack of deadly venom on the target.
There you go.
A nearby enemy with deadly venom is required to cast this ability, and targets do not have to be visible to be affected.
So yeah, if you throw your W into a brush and then your E lights up, you're gonna know someone's in there.
Yep, you sure will.
Yeah, I mean, I really see this champion just going AP, just because like, let's look at this. How much his passive does? It does 1 through 5 base, and then when it's maxed, it does up to 30 base plus 15% true damage with eat. Oh, I did not realize it's true damage.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
oh,
what.
that
That's
makes
why it's
sense.
so broken, because it's true damage.
So then, yeah,
Fucking
AP,
stupid.
you burn, dude, and then the E
Yeah.
plus the E,
Yep.
33% AP of magic damage per stack.
Yep. So any sort of penetration, you're just ripping through people.
Big. All right.
And then the last one is his ulti.
Yeah, I mean, again, not much. I mean, you got the lineup. Let me see. When did they change? I think they increased the damage. Let me see. Weird. Hold on. If
Well,
you go down to the patch history, they called it spray and pray. Or excuse me, I'm drunk. I thought it said rat-a-tat-tat. I'm drunk.
all right, Dean's
Let's see.
drunk.
The extra distance of the bolt throw is it'll increase bonus attack range. Now scales with bonus attack range. Wait,
So let's
what?
see. Twitch gains bonus
Oh,
attack
it's for
damage,
lethal
300 bonus
for lethal
attack
tempo.
range. Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what the fuck does that mean? But lethal tempo gives you the attack range increase.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So
Okay.
one of the things to note, because this does go through each enemy, but depending on the number of enemies hit, it does reduce damage to the ones in the back. So the first one takes 100 damage and it scales down to 60%. However, any on-hit effect, which I think is another reason people go AP, on-hit effects are 100% effective. So they don't drop in damage on the on-hit effects. So you go like Nashers and like Runans, and when you ulti, you can actually hit everybody. And I think Runans does have no, that it applies on hit effects at 100%, and you can hit people in the back line with Runans, so you can actually double dip if you go with Runans. Is my point? It's pretty disgusting. That's where he gets all of his damage from. Is hitting the ambush, catching an entire team off guard, and lighting them up, and then hitting the contaminate. If you didn't kill anybody, hitting that contaminate to finish anybody off or deal any extra damage to allow your team to go ham. But I mean, realistically, that's his play pattern, right? You're not really gonna go face to face and duel somebody without trying to ambush them, anyways. So beyond that, I don't think there's much else to go over with Twitch.
No, that's it for Daddy Twitch. So let's mosey on to Tryndamere.
Old Trindy, this
Alright.
fucking champion, dude.
Oh my god, his old splash is horrible. Holy shit, his Chinese is insane. Look at the Chinese, the previous.
Yeah, that was actually badass. Why do they never use the good ones? What is wrong with
Wait.
them?
Is he not? Let me see.
Wait,
Dude, his like shoulder guard looks sick as fuck in that. They don't have that in the normal one.
no, no, they don't.
Got like a skull on it, like a ram skull. That's sick.
Yeah, he does. Wow, that is actually really cool. I never even noticed that. Yeah, on his new splash art, they just put some crystals. Got some crystals. You want some crystals? I like the Highlander. I've never even seen that skin, Highland Tryndamere. Must be oh yeah, it's Legacy. Can't get it. Obviously King Tryndamere's a thing. Been a thing for a minute. Doesn't look like that splash art ever really changed. Let's see. First Highland Tryndamere was disgusting. Yeah, all they did for King Tryndamere is they just they changed his pose a little bit. But this champion is funny because he seems like something pulled straight out of D&D. Like, he is, and it's true, just like Olaf. These are both barbarians, and that's why they are actually like barbarians of the Freljord, because they are literally the barbarian class from D&D. You run in, you rage, and the more hits you take and the lower you get and whatnot, the more damage you do. It's just disgusting. I don't know much about this champion because I don't play him. I just know that I hate playing against him. So you, as the guy who's played him a lot more,
I was just
can provide
abusing
more
him, dude,
insight.
because he was so fucking free.
Right.
He might be worth playing again because like on the patch, he
Yeah.
got buffed.
Yeah. They
He got
basically
rebuffed.
reverted his changes. So, you know.
So let's see. Previous abilities. Only a little bit of info we got here is Mighty Cleave, which literally seems like his Q right now, but previously it said Tryndamere swings his sword in an arc, dealing attack damage to nearby enemies and slowing them for duration. So, or excuse me, I said his Q. I meant his W, the mocking shout.
Yeah.
Because now obviously his W, he shouts, and I believe it's if they're facing away from him, they get slowed and they get their attack damage reduced.
I believe so.
Let's see,
Yes.
reduce attack damage up, and then target phase opposite. Cool. Yeah, I guess they didn't need, or Homeboy didn't need a to deal damage and to slow. So I guess it just it
Yeah.
makes more sense.
It's true. I didn't even think about that. That's pretty fucking disgusting.
Fucking AoE, fucking yeah. But this is better. I feel like a lot of people, kind of don't respect this ability because like it scales up to a 60% slow, and in AD it drops at max rank 80 AD. That's fucking nuts.
I didn't realize he actually dropped enemy AD. That's disgusting.
Yeah, if they're yeah, that's just sometimes like you don't have to use it while they're facing away from you. You just
Right.
go into combat and you're like, oh, you're losing 20 AD base at
Yeah.
rank 1.
That's how he beats
Yeah.
so many people at level 1. That
And of
or
course-
that or the Q, because I also didn't realize he got more attack damage for missing more
Yeah.
health. That's
That's why-
disgusting. That's why this champion's broken.
You rank this up first just
Yeah.
because you get the flat AD.
Yep.
And then plus, yeah, it's fucking nuts, dude. You get so much fucking damage from this dude.
He's like a better split pushing Olaf. Get more damage as you have less health. Again, he is a picture perfect barbarian from D&D. Like the more you do to him, the more pissed off he gets. The more pissed off he gets, the stronger he is. That's like more or less how this champion works. Again, very similar to Olaf.
I think the other most infuriating thing about this dude is you can ult even if you're stunned, rooted, whatever. You can ult no matter what.
Yeah. That is
Fuck that.
the most infuriating thing.
Oh, cool. I got this guy fucking stunned. I got this guy asleep. Nope, just kidding. He can still hit R.
Yeah, it's actually stupid.
I think if they got rid of that, he'd be done so.
It would
Just-
totally kill the champion, but they could get more creative with him because they don't know what to do with him. Clearly, they haven't done much. I mean, I don't know what Frenzied Strikes was, but I would only assume it had to do with hitting people and dealing more damage the more often you hit them or something. You know, it's literally sounds like a D&D skill. Other than that, his skills have been like the same.
No, very straightforward.
Yeah.
The same. Yep.
You get the spin to win with the spinning slash, which is disgusting. Lets you go over walls through terrain. It does some damage. It doesn't do a whole lot of damage. It scales off AP, by the way. An 80% AP scale or 130% bonus AD. It's pretty gross. That's again one of those where if you get Baron, like it just makes it that much better, you know. The Bloodlust has a heal on it for consuming fury, and then the ulti, that's you can't kill him. That's really all there is to say about this guy. Unless you had anything else to add.
No, that's it, man. I'm thinking about I might start playing him again. Just running it down, split pushing.
Tell me
Just fucking.
Tell me why Nightmare Tryndamere is the best skin though.
Oh, he's fucking. What's his name?
He's Nightmare from Soul Calibur.
Yeah, Soul Calibur. Yep.
Definitely by far and large. Like the splash art is so sick in that skin too. It's a good one. But I guess after that we can take a short break here.
Yep. All right. Third and final.
And the
champion of the
longest
day.
by far, this will be longer than the
Em-
first two combined.
Oh god, do I have to censor this? Because she's like, I'm just kidding. Listen, if you're ever in the mood to like listen to some ASMR and like real horny shit, just listen to Evelyn's fucking voice lines.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I don't want to play it, but when she like buys void staff and stuff, oh yeah.
does she?
She's like she literally goes, "It's so big." Like
Oh, jeez. I
yeah,
don't think I've
some
ever heard
people
that before, but jeez. I know
yeah,
that,
you can
like,
look it up.
yeah.
Go listen to it. It's
Yeah.
fucking great. They I mean like that's the she was like low key, like obviously she's like a demon that's supposed to attract you and look hot as shit and then
Right.
kill you, but like her old Evelyn was just not that.
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm gonna see if I
Um,
can't find it in here. While you, oh,
the voice line,
oh, 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 Jesus. I'm
you
gonna,
listen to it. It's fucking great. Yeah, dude, it's perfect. There, her update.
yeah,
Does that also?
that is sus. My guy. That is sus.
I mean, they knock it out of the park though.
They
Like
do. They
her
did a really good
appeal and
job.
stuff.
Yeah, no, really, really, they did. The,
God,
the voice line on this is so much better. I don't remember what her old audio sounded like, and I don't know if I can find it in here, but
oh yeah, I don't see it anywhere.
neither do I. But
But
I used to play a lot of, and I mean used to play a lot of Evelyn when it, not first Evelyn, but second Evelyn. And yes, that I do say that because there is a point. There are three Evelyns. Some are similar, but they are different. And I played a lot of second Evelyn for a season because it was like broken. Nobody knew what to do. And now I don't even play jungle, so there's that.
all right,
um,
let's go through it then.
yeah, where do you want to start? You want to start with the first Evelyn?
Yeah, we'll start with the first. Let's go through. We'll start with the first passive, then second passive, and then let's compare it to
Okay.
the live.
Okay, her first passive is called Determined Killer, where enemy minions deal 50% damage to Evelyn.
Okay.
It's because she was
Tankish.
created before jungling existed still, and so they said, "What do we do? How do we make her? How do we make her unique? Right? She takes less damage from lane minions. Fuck it. Okay,
That's so fucking. That's like the 2009 Riot special of.
right.
All right, passive.
But I wonder if that it doesn't say monsters here, but I know they didn't have like a distinction between like jungle monsters at the time
It
and regular
must have meant
minions.
like
So
everything.
that's what I'm thinking. The only thing I would think that it didn't affect would be like Baron or Dragon.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
her second passive was Shadow Walk, and this is her innate invisibility. Passive. Evelyn becomes camouflage after being out of combat for 6, 5, 4, 3 based on level. Seconds, regenerating 2% missing mana every second and ignoring unit collision.
I don't remember the mana regen.
I do because I use the
That's
hell
good.
out of it in the jungle.
That's OP.
Entering combat or using an ability ends Shadow Walk, though not being seen by nearby enemy champions. It did have a wider box or a wider range where people could see you at 700 than most champions. Most champions about 500.
Yeah.
But it also would tell you when you're about to be spotted, which was nice. There was like a little eyeball, not quite an eyeball, but like an exclamation point that would pop up above your
Yeah.
head. And so if you were walking by a bush, you always knew if somebody was in a bush because the exclamation point would pop up. And then the eyeball would pop up. You'd be like, oh, there's an
Did it-
asshole in here.
Did it do that with pink wards too?
I don't think
Like
it did
if
it
they
with,
have vision?
don't think it did it with pink wards or regular wards. I think it only did it for champions. Let's see here. Oh, it says whenever Evelyn approaches a visible enemy champion, an eye would appear above them, only visible to her. This eye would change colors depending on how close Evelyn is to them. Yellow means she's about to be spotted. Red means she has been spotted. When spotted, exclamation point will appear above her. Okay, that's where I didn't see it.
Okay.
She will be spotted if she runs into enemy control ward. She'll be spotted by enemy she has no sight of, but Shadow Walk stealth will not break. She will be spotted if hiding in a brush, or she will not be spotted if hiding in a brush if inside fog of war. So, there you go. And then her current passive, Demon
Demon
Shade.
Shade. I
Evelyn,
like that. I think I like that a little bit better than
oh,
Shadow Walk.
it's definitely better than Shadow Walk. Shadow Walk was a lame name. uh, Evelyn gains Demon Shade after not performing actions that break stealth for 4 seconds. Taking damage from enemy champions or turrets ends Demon Shade immediately and puts it on a 1.5-second static cooldown. While below 250 to 590 based on level health. Plus 250% AP health. Evelyn heals herself for 15 to 75 based on level every second. From level 6 onward, Demon Shade also grants camouflage.
Yeah, I think I like that. Obviously, it kind of sucks 1 through 5, but
Right.
like you hit 6, and I mean you're also getting all the health regen too. Like you
Yes.
get a lot of health regen if you're, as long as you're stacked on that fucking AP, dude.
Yep.
You're gonna fucking get, if you have like 800. Imagine that 800 AP, so 250% of that.
Ew.
Like then like so 590 for level
Ew.
18 plus the 250% of 800. That's like almost 2000 HP
Yeah.
that you could possibly regen. Like,
That's a
and
ton.
it's fast. It's very fast too.
It is very quick.
You
Then
heal a lot.
also, I wanted to note that in her new one, she does not gain mana back. That's because they changed the jungle items to give you mana.
Right.
So they removed that out of her passive, which was the right thing to do. Otherwise, she would just never lose mana.
Right. Okay.
All right. Give me the hate spike. I think it hasn't changed.
Yeah, let's
I
take a
think
look.
the hate spike's always been about the same.
Let's see. So first, let's look at the first iteration. Evelyn damages the closest enemy unit with a lightning fast bolt of energy, dealing magic damage. If it hits a nearby secondary target, hate spike deals half its damage. So okay, it didn't have the spam effect. Oh, it did. It had 0.8 seconds. Okay.
Yeah.
So sorry, I'm so used to her current one. Okay. So half damage if it hits a secondary target. Let's look at the
Yeah. Because
second one.
now her spam effect is you can hit it like 3 or 4 times in a however many times you can hit it.
Yeah.
But yeah, back
so
then it was
second-
just always like it was like Karthus Q.
So the second iteration drops the half damage to secondary targets. So that's okay. That was cool. This scaled off AD. Why?
AD and AP. Yeah,
That's very odd.
it's a hybrid style.
I guess Gunblade was good on her, no?
Was Gunblade out? Yeah, Gunblade. Yeah, Gunblade would have been okay. Yeah.
All right. Oh, and they also note secondary. The second iteration increased the cooldown by basically doubling it at 1.5. Okay,
Right,
so you could-
but since it didn't do half damage on subsequent enemies, I think that makes sense,
Sure.
right? You got to balance it.
Oh, let me look at the damage one. 85 base. Yeah, it scaled. That was okay. And then the current Evelyn, hate spike, active Evelyn launches a dart. I'm glad it wasn't just, what did they say, lightning bolt?
Right.
But she throws a fucking dart. Okay. Launches a dart. You want to rip a dart? In a target direction, dealing magic damage to the first enemy hit and marking them for 4 seconds. Evelyn's next 3 basic attacks or abilities against the same target deal bonus magic damage.
Yep.
Hate Spike may be recast up to 3 times at no cost until the ability comes off cooldown. Let's see. Recast. Evelyn unleashes a line of deadly spikes in the direction of her target. Target if they are in range, dealing magic damage to all enemies struck. Hate Spike will prioritize Evelyn's attack target, then the nearest visible nearby champion. Let's see. Nearby enemy champions require to recast this ability. Okay. So let's see. Damage-wise, it looks like they lowered it.
Well, it's got the way the damage works
3
is a little
times,
bit different, right? You have the dart, you have the bonus damage, and you have the spike damage. So you could, because of the way it's spread out, it's not all on the spike since they give me the bonus damage on auto attacks and other abilities cast within the time. I think that's why they drop the damage, so like the base isn't so high on just the skill alone, but it allows her to combo really well.
It's also worth noting, it says the cooldown is 4 seconds, but that cooldown immediately starts as soon as you throw out your first Q.
Yes.
So by the time you're done spamming the 3, it's going to be back up again.
Yes, you have a half second between each spike that you spam after the initial one.
Mm-hmm.
So that
I mean, they...
second and a half, so then you have like 2.5 more seconds to wait before you can use it again.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get to when we get to the charm, because I know it. Yeah, it has a different interaction with that. And so
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go back. We're looking at her first W,
Which was Shadow Walk. And this is a lot, the way a lot of people remembered this champion, and she was still dumbass OP with her invisibility working this way. So it cost 60 mana. It had a cooldown that scaled from 12 to 8 seconds. And the active was after 1.25 seconds, or 5 if she was attacked, Evelyn fades away, becoming stealth. Evelyn's next attacker ability will slow her target for 3 seconds and break her stealth. Evelyn can cast Shadow Walk again to exit stealth. Her stealth duration was 10 to 50 seconds. So remember, cooldown was 12 to 8 seconds. And then her slow was 30 to 50%. So actually pretty nuts on the slow. That was the whole point of the. I think she was actually also invisible. Like, you didn't see her. She could walk up and be standing, kind of like Shaco. She could stand right next to you.
So it's like, well, they didn't call it that back then, but
Exactly.
it's with a true invisibility or whatever.
Yep. Before they made that distinction versus camouflage, yeah, she was actually, yeah, she would just be. She could stand right next to you and do whatever she wanted to you, and you would have no idea until she hit you. Like, what the fuck just happened? That later got replaced as her passive.
Yep.
And they came up with Dark Frenzy, which cost 40 mana and had a 15-second cooldown. Active, Evelyn enters a frenzy, removing all slows affecting her. For the next 3 seconds, she gains bonus movement speed and is ghosted. Her bonus movement speed would scale 30 to 70% based on level of the skill. Dark Frenzy's cooldown is reduced by 1 second every time Evelyn damages an enemy champion with an ability, and its cooldown is refreshed on enemy champion takedowns. So if you're fighting somebody like Olaf who's trying to use his axe to slow you down, you just shed the slow, you chase after him the way he's running away with Ragnarok, and you keep hitting him with Q, so that way you can keep using it.
70 movement speed, 70% is a lot.
It's a shit ton.
That's big.
This champion could go all different kinds of boots too. Like, oftentimes you would go sorcerer shoes, but
Right.
I mean, if you really wanted to zoom around the map, you could go
Mobies.
Swifties or Mobies, or she was a good champion to use if you remember the old enchantments, to use not
Green?
alacrity. There was one of them that gave you even more movement speed on top of what you had
I can't remember.
instead of home guards. There was the other one, but yeah, it was a good. She also used alacrity pretty well too because she could auto attack anyways. So it was pretty gross.
Fuck, I miss those. I miss
I actually liked those.
Just going back to base with like 1500 gold and immediately buying a home guard so I can.
So you can zoom out of the base.
Right.
Her most current W has a lot more to it.
Oh yeah.
First off, it's worth to note that the range is 1200 to 1600 based on the
Dude,
level of the
it's
skill.
so fucking big.
Yes. And it does have a cast time of a quarter second. The mana cost is 60 to 100, and the cooldown is 15 to 11. Active. Evelyn curses the target enemy champion or monster for 5 seconds. Evelyn's next basic attacker ability against the accursed target expunges them, slowing them by 65% for for 3/4 of a second. Expunging a target will refund Allure's mana cost. If the target is cursed for at least 2.5 seconds, the expunge also charms them for a few seconds, and the duration of the slow is increased to. What? It says the few seconds of the duration of the slow is increased to last for this time.
Yeah, so 2.5 seconds.
Oh,
right?
okay. I'm sorry. I'm like, how do you increase to last? Okay, I get it now. Yeah, 2.5 seconds instead of a quarter second. As well as applying additional effects based on the target type. Against champions, the expunge also reduces their magic resistance for 4 seconds. Against
Big.
monsters, the expunge deals bonus magic damage and the charm lasts 2 seconds longer. Casting Allure does not break Demon Shade, nor its fade into it.
Yeah.
So the charm duration scaled from 1 to 2 seconds. The magic resist reduction scales from 25 to 35%. And the bonus magic damage is 250 to 450 plus 60% AP. So it does a lot. That's why it's important that oftentimes you'll see her use this skill, and then you'd be like, where the hell is she? Like, I don't know where the hell she is. And then all of a sudden she hits you with a hate spike, you're charmed, and then she just, I mean, goes ham on you. I don't know how to put it in like a
I mean,
more family
They
friendly way, but like she more or less molests you and then you die. Like I don't know how else to
like
put it.
you get that brief if she lets okay. First of all, it's important to know you don't necessarily have to let that charm fully or that 2.5 seconds
Right.
go. She can walk up to you, hit that, and you'll get slowed.
Yep. And you still take all the other the resistance, the MR reduction, and the bonus magic damage.
No, you have to. It says the charm has to hit, and then it gets
Oh
ordered.
shit. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, but you get the 2.5 seconds. You get like I don't even know how long. You get a little arrow that points to where she is, but it's like half a second. It goes boop. It pops up, and you're like, oh shit, she's right there.
Right.
And then she comes and fucks you. Like
Yes.
it's pretty gross, and just the armor shred. If she hits you with the hate spike, just boom, 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 and you know,
It's
bye
pretty
bye
gross.
35% of your MR. Like,
Right, and that's before she even has a void staff. Just throw that out there.
ooh, so big.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, she's pretty disgusting with that ability. That was a very good way to make her the assassin they always wanted her to be. Because
Oh yeah,
before that she was like a AP bruiser style. And when they did that, maybe even AP fighter, and then when they changed it, she's like, no, she's an assassin. Which makes sense if she's gonna be invisible the whole time.
it also just makes so much like it's such a drastic change from her two previous iterations of her W. Like it's so much better. I'm gonna keep saying that it's so much better because it
Right.
again it works way back into like her actual lore and like what
Yep.
she actually does.
Yep.
So kudos. Let's move down to her E.
Yep.
First iteration, Ravage. Active, Evelyn deals magic damage to a target enemy, reducing their armor and magic resistance for 5 seconds. That was 100. Okay, so 80 to 320, 100 AP, and then resistance up to 26%. What was the... Okay.
Yeah, 25. No, that's not percent. I think it's flat. 26.
Oh, right. You're
Yeah.
right. Okay, up to 26% flat. Or not percent. 26 flat armor and magic resistance. Okay, that's pretty big.
Yep.
Second iteration...
Still called Ravage.
Ravage. Evelyn slashes her target twice, dealing physical damage and applying on-hit effects with each slash. Additionally, she gains bonus attack speed for 3 seconds. I remember that. I'm like, why does the champion need attack speed? Like, such a weird fucking...
It was weird, but you actually did attack, and if you were smart enough to build like a Lichbane, you could basically spell weave, right? Spell, attack, spell, auto, or whatever, you know.
Up to 120% bonus attack speed. That's a fuck. Jesus.
Also, again, worth noting, it's scaled off of AD and AP, at both 50% bonus AD and 50% AP. So again, was still good to build a sort of hybrid, or you can go either one, obviously, depending on what you needed for the game, which was pretty disgusting because it made her almost matchup proof, right? The only way to really counter her was a pink ward.
And then finally, her current E, active, Evelyn whips the target with her lashers, dealing them magic damage and applying on-hit effects at 100% effectiveness.
Yep.
So again, that Lichbane is going to fucking destroy.
Yep.
Evelyn also gains 30% bonus movement speed for 2 seconds. Gaining Demon Shade resets Whiplash cooldown and empowers its next cast.
Disgusting.
And the magic damage scaled off opponents. So bigger target HPs are going to take a lot more fucking damage. 3% plus 1.5% per 100 AP of target's max HP.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Yeah, this is... I also... Does it not... Let me see. Does it say here? Because I swear to God, this ability, like, pulls her... If you, like, E, it pulls you towards them. Like, it doesn't CC the target, but, like, it pulls you right up into them. I swear to God. Maybe I just haven't played Evelyn.
That's the empowered whiplash. So the active for empowered whiplash is that Evelyn dashes toward the target enemy with her lashers, dealing increased damage to them upon completion, as well as to all enemies within her path.
So as long as if you're using this straight out of your passive when you're invisible, it's gonna fuck their day up.
Yes. Empowered whiplash is worth to note. Empowered whiplash only applies on-hit effects to the primary target. The damage based on the target's health ratio does a minimum of 25 and is capped at 450 against monsters.
But the empowered damage is going up. Max HP base is up now 4%, and then 2.5% per AP
Yep, and
of
then
target size. So it's
and the
yeah,
base too. So yeah, you get
right.
does a
It's
lot
big,
more damage.
big, big, big.
It's usually the beginning of her combo. I think you go W to get the charm, and then you E onto them, Q until they're about dead, and then you hit the ulti,
Which
which we're
tell me about
coming
the
up
current
on. Uh,
old. Let's see.
you want
Go
the
ahead.
current ulti since we're just talking about it, and we'll go back to the old ones.
Sure.
The old last caress is what it's called now. Um, it does have an AOE angle. It does have a small cast time of 0.35 seconds and a cooldown of 120 to 80. Uh, Evelyn becomes untargetable as she reveals her
Oh,
true form to all enemies in front of her in the target direction, before blinking 700 units in the opposite direction and becoming targetable again. Enemies caught in her reveal are devastated, taking magic damage, with enemies below 30% of their max health receiving 140% bonus magic damage.
yeah. You get eviscerated, dude.
Yeah, the base damage is 125 to 375 plus 75% AP. And so again, this is like an execute. So you
Yes.
use all the other abilities and all of it happens so fast that you still get the bonus damage proc and all the bullshit from her allure. So you really
Yeah.
blow the fuck out of people with this thing. And
Yeah.
that is a
You're
double
gonna
entendre.
you're gonna you're gonna die if she hits the W and then gets the charm off in full call. You can't do anything.
Especially if she has two items.
You're dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're just dead in like
Yeah.
2 seconds. Big.
Her old ulti in the first iteration was called Malice and Spite at a 90-second cooldown. Passive, Evelyn restores health when scoring assists on enemy champions. She would
Oh,
heal anywhere from 150 to 300 health based on rank of the ability. The active, Evelyn gains bonus attack speed and bonus movement speed for 10 seconds. If Evelyn scores a takedown or assist, Malice and Spite's cooldown is refreshed. Evelyn can cast Malice and Spite while stealth. Her bonus attack speed would scale 20 to 75%, and her movement speed was 20 to 30%. Not much else to go on there. Again, a basic kind of stat stick style
yeah.
ability. Her second form was called Agony's Embrace, and this is the one that I remember more often.
Oh, that's her title now.
Oh, is it?
Isn't it Evelyn Agony's Embrace? I think that's
You're
her
probably right.
title.
You're probably right. I don't.
Let me keep reading. I'm looking.
Yeah, yeah. The target range was 650. It had a AOE radius of 250, costs 100 mana, and cooldown was 120 to 80. Active, Evelyn impales enemies in target area, dealing magic damage and slowing them for 2 seconds, capped at 1,000 against monsters. The magic damage was 15 to 25% of the target's current health, plus 1% per 100 AP. The slow was 40 to 80%. Evelyn siphons her victim's pain, shielding herself for up to 6 seconds for every enemy champion hit by Agony's Embrace. The shield strength per champion was 150 to 300. So this was like the one you want to get that 5-man hit if you could. Blow up a
Yeah.
shit ton of people, get a fat shield and stay in it. All of a sudden hit your Ravage and your hate spike and just start blowing fools up. This is similar to what they did with her current ulti now. They're like, hey, how do we like give her an AoE damage and then like let her kind of have an out also because she is kind of an assassin style. Even though then she was more of like a
Yeah,
bruiser
Bruiser.
fighter. She was somewhere in between like a Darius and a Yasuo. She wasn't quite so fighter as Yasuo, but wasn't quite so bruiser as Darius. She was kind of like a in between those two.
Yeah, she wants to get up in the middle of everybody,
Right.
whereas now she's gonna sit off to the side and one shot someone and bye.
Yes.
Like,
Yes. Or try to catch a whole team with an ulti or whatever. So she's pretty gross in terms of the amount of damage she does because it's fucking insane.
her title is Agony's Embrace now.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
they moved the ulti name. Okay.
That's cool. Her Chinese splash art. What the? That looks like some NSFW stuff right there.
Guys, if you're not watching this, get on over to the YouTube.
Oh, did not mention this lore thing. Is she has a thing for Twisted Fate, which means even though they just said that Twisted Fate and Graves have a thing together, that means Twisted Fate's actually bi. Canonically.
Was this old lore? That might be outdated.
Well, let's see here. Does she still have? Tango Evelyn with Twisted. She does still have Tango Evelyn with
does.
Twisted Fate, so I think he's still in that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
I would say that it is not old lore, considering he's still in it, and that they definitely have a thing together. And
I don't know. If they could come out tomorrow and say Tango Evelyn is part of High Noon and go fuck yourself. Like,
you know what though? I
just
like this skin line because there are no other champions in the Tango. I don't
oh, wait
think.
on it.
Wait,
Riot's
hold on.
listening
Let
to
me
you
click on
right
the
now.
Tango universe. Just Evelyn and TF. That is fucking perfect. This is why I like these kinds of skins.
I promise you, they're gonna come out with something they're gonna add new skins. They're gonna make it like Eldritch Magic, just like they're doing with every fucking other skin line, and they're gonna
Oh,
ruin it.
okay. I just ruined it. It says there have been speculation that this skin was a representation of Evelyn's and Twisted Fate's love in the real lore, but was removed.
Oh, there you go. So it's not doesn't mean anything anymore.
Oh man, that would have been cool.
It's all good.
That would have been cool
Nah.
to have like it's gonna sound super woke, but like you already have the Diana and Leona. It would have been cool to have like someone who's bi, and then you could still keep Graves as a gay male. Who cares? You know what I mean? Like you would have more representation. I guess is my point. I think that would have been cool, but it doesn't matter. It does like my feelings aren't hurt.
Yeah, I'd say let me see, I'm looking through her skins.
Actually, the second Shadow Evelyn was way better than the first Shadow Evelyn. The splash art,
Oh, on the old one?
yeah.
Let's see.
Safecracker was my favorite for a while. Safecracker was actually really, really good. That was the one that she had with Twitch.
Yeah. Man, they knocked it out of the park with these fucking
Right. Coven is
course.
really good. And then obviously she's in KDA, so she got the KDA all out. I didn't realize she was in Sugar Rush.
Yeah, it's a weird.
And she
Those
also
are
has the
weird skins.
Prestige KDA, which is basically the same as regular KDA. One might argue that the regular KDA looks better than the Prestige one, actually. Blood Moon she's had for a while. Then obviously Safecracker, that one's just really cool. Is the old Safecracker similar?
I think so.
Oh, they just went in and added her spikes to the back of her and changed her
The
skin
lasher, yeah.
changed her skin tone from the blue to regular, and then gave her cleavage instead of her
Hell yeah.
like bodysuit, which I guess makes sense. Oh, and they gave her elbow pads. That's weird. And her claws. Obviously, her claws are there. Is there anything else different, really? She got steel-toe boots. And nope, yep, that's about the same. And then they added purple onto it. I don't know. She's an interesting champion. You don't really see a whole lot of her, and I don't know actually why. Is it just because maybe Shaco does what she does, but better?
Maybe.
Because there's really no one else that does what she does at the in the position she plays, either or in the role she plays.
I think
It might be worth trying to pick her up right now, though.
trying to think of other AP junglers. I mean, Karthus is really good right now. I'm trying to think of another just AP
Diana.
in general. Yeah, Diana, I think those champions are just way more devastating.
There's got to be another AP jungler that I'm not thinking of.
That's like high priority right now.
Oh, Echo is one of them too. He's not high priority, but Echo is still a decent jungler. Oh, well, I don't know if Talia is being played in the jungle or not.
Let's see. I'm looking at champion stats. Diana, I see Lilia.
Oh,
Everything
Lilia. I
else
forgot
is
about Lilia.
yeah, they're all everything else is 80. So
Yeah.
I don't think we're not seeing a whole
Not
lot
seeing
of
too many AP junglers right now.
Eve sitting at a 49% win rate.
That's actually not terrible. I expected worse because nobody's playing her. But 49%, that means that,
Yeah, 2% pick rate.
yeah, yeah. I wonder if it'd be worth trying her.
Maybe. If yeah, it wouldn't be a bad
Because
idea.
because she does scale off that missing health, right?
Max HP.
Or is it max? Yeah, it's her
The
the
damage,
max HP. So that's probably not. I wonder if she would be a sleeper pick. Just thought. I don't know.
All right.
Yeah.
That is it though, guys. We got through 3 today. So thank you for sticking around with us.
Yes. Thank you.
Do we have anything for a poll or question?
Excuse me. Yeah. I'm just curious if you were ever able to play any of her old iterations. if anybody here was ever able to play any of her old iterations. Jesus Christ, can't get that out.
Prior to that. When did the rework? Like 2009, 18? It had to have been before
Let's
KDA.
see.
Yeah, say look at her.
It would
it
be
had to be like the 18.
I think season 7, patch 720. So when was that? Let's
That had
click
to have
on
been
it and
around-
find out. 2017. That would have been the end of the season 2017. So, definitely would recommend if you guys are looking for a jungler that's not necessarily easy to play, but not super difficult, but as an AP jungler.
Yeah.
Definitely a fun champion to play around with the stealth and the ulti. I mean, it's really fun when you just go and blow people up. It is worth noting, she is a mid game champion and she does fall off in late game. Her only job in late game is to assassinate the AD carry or any squishy that may be on the other team.
But yeah, so let us know if you played Evelyn prior to the rework.
Yeah.
That
I
is
don't
gonna
really
be
have a
it,
question,
guys.
so.
Have a great weekend.
Yes.
I was thinking of streaming, but Saturday, maybe early Saturday,
Oh, possibly.
because we're going out and doing some fun stuff Saturday night.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, we'll be back on Monday for our Monday morning TED Talk. TED Talk? No, not TED Talk.
Or
Sure, I guess
coffee
we'll
talk.
try to-
I don't know, whatever you want to call it.
Coffee Talk. Yeah.
Also, if you guys aren't following our Instagram, I've been trying to create some more engaging posts on there, and yesterday we did a fun one about describing your champion using only emojis. It had probably about 10 or 12 responses, I think, something like that. So that was pretty fun. That was a fun little game to play.
Yeah, just social profiles in general, guys. Hit the link tree in the bio.
Yes.
If you guys are also interested in doing the draft battle, like the actual match, hit us up on Discord, Instagram, just PM us, whatever. We're always available. Don't be scared. We're not gonna we're
Yeah,
not mean.
Seriously, I need to make a list of who I have that's
Right.
wanting to do it. That way I can get it out there and figure out how many we need left. So the next episode, on our Monday episode, we'll have a list with how many we have and how many more people we need.
Yep.
Other than that, guys, that's all I got.
Yep. Happy Friday. Have a great weekend.
Bye, y'all.